Hello Sag, welcome to your April reading. This is for Sagittarius, Sun, Moon, Rising and Venus. Please make sure you check all your placements to get a clear picture of what's going on for you at this time. Now, as always, this is a general reading. It may or may not resonate for all of you. Please take the bits that resonate and leave the rest behind for somebody else. Your wisdom of the oracle is observer. Let's get you a moonology. It's 6 a.m., which is why I sound like this, and I thought I'll get a jump start on your readings, not realizing how upset my dogs would be. So if you hear occasional whining and door scratching, please excuse that. We have Take a Breather, last quarter moon in Cancer. They're not used to me being away from them so early in the morning, so they're kind of rebelling a bit. All right, lastly, I'm going to get you a Star Code Oracle. And for your tarot, I'm not focusing on love or career or anything in particular. It's going to be a general reading and we will just see what pops up. Well, as I say that, we have 7th house relationship. So, well, maybe we are, yeah, you hear the scratching? I have 3 beagles. And my God, they're needy. Okay. To start with, we have Observer. And this talks about taking a step back, not really participating in too many conversations. Let's say you're in a crowded room, okay, and you're just noticing people. You're noticing their body language, you're noticing their tones of voice, and you're noticing how they interact with each other. And through this observation, you are gleaning information, not in a creepy way, but more in a way of we being communal beings, right? And trying to glean as much information as we can from the minds of others so that it can benefit us in some way. And it can also benefit us because we'll know how to interact with them in the future. So when it comes to Observer, for me, it's very Scorpionic energy. It is kind of like, it's not as deep, dark and mysterious as Scorpionic energy, but it's almost like trying to uncover mysteries of people. Some people may not talk much. Some people may not be very open with you, right? So even if this is just one person, I feel like you're digging a little deeper. You may not confront them and ask them questions. You're just observing them from a distance. And I have to mention, we have the moon here as well, which can represent mystery. So there is something that may be stumping you a little bit, and it's like you want answers, but you're not really very gung-ho about getting them. All right. Then we have Take a Breather, last quarter moon in Cancer. Maybe you guys need to take a break, and some of you may need to do some breath work. And 7th house relationship. 7th house is ruled by Libra, and it does talk about our partnerships. And relationships can, they can be business partnerships as well. They can be relationships with your families and with your friends, and of course romantic relationships. So we will see what this could be talking about. Now I am using the Ostara Tarot, which means spring or vernal equinox, which is what we just passed on the 21st of March, and this is the beginning of a new astrological year. So I felt this was fitting. Okay, Sag. We have the Tower. Oh goodness. We have the Page of Cups, and we have the 2 of Wands. All right. Oh, beautiful. My God, the 4 of Pentacles has been popping up a lot. We have the 9 of Pentacles, we have the 4 of Pentacles, and we have the 2 of Cups. All right, I'm going to skim over these real quick before I pull your clarifiers. Now, when it comes to the 2 of Wands right here, in this particular deck, the 2 of Wands is represented a little differently. So as we know, the 2 of Wands talks about leaving something in the past and starting something brand new, or at least setting the intention to starting something new. It talks about leaving your comfort zone. Now, she's put herself in a cage and she's almost envious of the birds around her. You see that laser focus on this bird. She wants to be free, and she means you want to be free. But it's almost like it's Eight of Swords energy for me in this deck. She's not being able to move forward, and she's not being able to get out of her comfort zone. We have the Two of Cups right under it, two twos. You may be seeing double two, or triple two a lot. And if you are, maybe you need to Google angel numbers and what they could mean for you. But I feel that with the Two of Cups, this is a love reading. I mean, the Two of Cups is almost an amalgamation of two energies coming together in order to create harmony and a beautiful union. So there is somebody in your environment who you had this or have this relationship with, but it's almost like you're not being able to see progression. Whether that progression is being stumped from your end or somebody else's, we will see. With the Page of Cups, you want to create your own reality. You want to almost manifest a beautiful life for yourself. For some of you, this could also mean somebody wanting to come in with a small offer of love, a small token of affection, and it could also mean an apology. Again, this card can mean so many things, but we will see once we clarify. With the Four of Pentacles right here, normally the Four of Pentacles talks about holding back, about fear, and about almost greed. Here though, it's a card of escape. The rabbit has stolen these pentacles from this village in the background. He's stolen these pentacles from his community. So he's literally carrying somebody else's baggage and running away. So I don't know if this is an energy that you were hoping would come towards you. They're almost holding back and not, and they're just kind of like 1 foot out the back door is what I'm getting. With the Tower right here, I mean, if this is the energy of the person you're dealing with, I'm not surprised the Tower is here. The Tower shakes up a crumbly foundation. It shakes up whatever is not for your highest good. And this could have been catastrophic. It could have been something that was incredibly painful to deal with. And right under a relationship, it's almost like there could have been a breakup. There could have been a union that was shattered to smithereens. And what is good though, is we have the Nine of Pentacles. So if you see the mountain lion here, the mountain lion in this card represents hardship. It represents mountains that this particular person, which is you, has overcome. And it is time to rest. I feel like after a Tower moment, if you don't give your body, soul and spirit time to recuperate, it'll be harder for you to move forward. So let's see. But the Nine of Pentacles is a beautiful energy of independence, of emotional and financial independence. So you're looking good here. Let me get a couple of bridging cards. The High Priestess. There may have been a lot of secrets. There may have been no communication that happened here. And I feel like you were almost stuck between deciding if you should stay or go in this relationship. The Five of Cups. There was loss here. There was sadness. And I feel like I don't see this as your sadness. I mean, I'm sure you did suffer, but I see this as a sadness of another. The Page of Cups, whoever this is wanting to approach you, I feel like they're not ready. They're not ready to come forward with this offer because they're still in grief. Whoever caused this kind of change, the Six of Swords. Moving on to calmer waters. I will need bridging cards. Some of you may be at a distance from this person and you may have to travel to see them. We have the Star. Don't lose hope though. The Star is a beautiful card of healing, as well as wishing on a star, as well as hoping that your dreams will come true. If you are hoping for a reunion with this person, I feel like healing is essential. Because with a Tower moment, I mean, you can't just bounce back. You have to do a lot of inner work. You need to take a breather. I remember I told you to do breath work. I think that is essential right now. Because what happens is when we go through, let's say, a breakup, right? We want to immediately feel better. But there is no shortcut to success. Shadow work comes in, and especially if it was a very painful situation for you, it can trigger a spiritual awakening, and I'm getting that with the Star. So you need to go through that spiritual awakening. You can't just wake up one day and magically feel better. But the good thing is that you're on the right track. The King of Pentacles. Could have been dealing with an earth sign, Taurus, Virgo, Capricorn. The King of Pentacles can be somebody who's very materialistic. It can also be somebody who can be very flamboyant and likes to display their success. But the King of Pentacles is somebody who doesn't like change. They like tradition. And it can be somebody who's very slow and steady, but very slow. So I'm almost feeling like a mirroring happening here with the Four of Pentacles and the King of Pentacles. It's someone who's holding back. I mean, the Five of Cups, if you're familiar with the original Rider-Waite, it shows a man in grief. He is upset about the 3 cups that have been spilled over in front of him, but he's failing to see the 2 full standing cups behind him. You have the 2 cups in your spread, which for me is an indication that this bond hasn't broken. And when I say that, I notice the 2 intertwined hands. I feel like the bond is still pretty strong, but this person is not budging. There's almost a stubborn energy here. The 3 of Swords almost wanted to show itself. You remember I said 1 foot out the back door? I was literally thinking of the 7 of Swords, and it did pop up. And right next to it, we have the Ace of Swords. So I like that. I feel like after all of this haziness, now Mercury and Neptune have been making a couple of weird transits, and I feel like there's been a lot of haziness and unclear thinking in the collective. And with the Ace of Swords here, I feel like all of that is changing. You may be taking a step back and observing this person, and I feel like you're not really liking what you're seeing. Sometimes when we're in relationships, we put people on a pedestal, right? And it's like they can do no wrong. And I'm not calling you out here, Sag. We all do this. I've done it plenty of times myself. But then you realize that pedestal that you've put them on is crumbly and it just shatters. I think it's time you put yourself on that pedestal. With the 7 of Swords here, I feel like this person is very in and out. And every time you try to move on to calmer waters with them, you may try to talk to them and have a decent civil conversation with them. They just disappoint you. Let me get a crossing card for the Ace of Swords, the Knight of Cups. Eventually, I do see them cleaning up their act and coming correctly. The Page of Cups is a small energy. It's a diluted energy. So if you were hoping for a grand apology, I don't see it coming very quickly. But eventually, after a few failed attempts at having a conversation, I feel like eventually you will have your truth. And I feel like with the Observer, you may have to change the way you approach this person if you want to at all. And if not, if you're waiting for them to come in, I feel like your vernacular with them needs to shift. Because there's something, I can't pinpoint, there's something that's making them run. It's almost like they're running away from their feelings. They're running away from talking about emotions. So maybe there needs to be a more logical approach to this. And once that logical approach is begun, it's almost like they can finally express their feelings. Because the Knight of Cups is, well, someone who expresses love, brings about an offer of love. Let's get a couple more. 8 of Pentacles. They or you may be solely focusing on work right now. And I feel like work also needs to be done because it's touching the Star card. And I'm feeling like a lot of healing needs to happen here. Because if this is something you want to begin again, you don't want to begin it on the same crumbly foundation. Right? So whether this is inner work that you need to do yourself, or this is somebody like you're already in a relationship with and you're having problems, maybe go see a counselor. I think that will help. The Magician. Speak your world into existence. I think I said that to you earlier. With the Magician card, you have all the tools you need to make this happen. Whatever this is, whatever it is you want to come out of this mess, just make sure you're vibing high. Because we have this touching the 5 of Cups, which is telling me that that sadness can put us in a mentality of lack. And when we are manifesting from a mentality of lack, we get more lack. You know, so raise your vibration, do some breath work, and breathe a little bit of happiness and positivity into your organs, into your cells, so that you can, boost your energy. You can boost your auric field. Whatever tears have kind of erupted in your aura, you need to start sealing them with a little bit of self-reflection and inner work. But I see you having the power to change this, to change whatever this is and make it better. Wheel of Fortune, beautiful. Things are going to change, things are going to shift. And from this ridiculous holding back, I'm not going to talk about my feelings energy, we're shifting to, let's talk about this. Let's talk about this and let's figure it out. I'm not getting a very bad energy from your person. I feel like they're just misguided. They're just holding back because they're afraid of something. I don't know what it is. Not getting career here, but maybe one piece of advice I have for you is you guys need to save money. Whatever it is that you're working upon, whatever it is that you are looking at so intently and kind of looking at the details and mastering, whatever resources you are gaining from that, I feel like you need to, I'm not going to take it because I didn't ask for it, but okay, well, fine. The King of Cups, beautiful energy. So yeah, let me get back to what I was saying. Save that money. Whatever resources you're making, save them. Because the Four of Pentacles is telling me that I think frugal expenses need to be curbed. The King of Pentacles is magically turning into the King of Cups, and the Wheel of Fortune is making that happen. So I feel like once you start working on yourself, once you raise your vibration, is when you can attract the right partner to yourself. The Hierophant, beautiful. Yeah, that higher commitment that you're wanting, I feel like it will come about. But inner reflection and work is essential. And with the Observer, it could also mean observing yourself. Because see, it takes two to tango, right? Maybe you need to observe what part you played in this. What kind of contribution did you put into this that made this go south? So maybe change that, and maybe you can work on it together eventually. I'm going to get one last card here. We have to, again, mentality of lack. Don't go there. And the Seven of Cups. Bottom of the deck, Knight of Swords. I feel, again, I'm getting the same thing over and over again. This disillusionment that we can be prone to when our hearts are broken. It is a haze that is very difficult to get out of because you're consumed by grief. Reach out to people who love you with the Five of Pentacles. You'd want to shy away and hide away in your room and not speak to anybody. That is the worst mistake you can make. Get out there. Be around people who love you. Be around people who ground you. Be around people who raise your vibration. Ask for their help. Energize yourself. With the Seven of Cups, do not drown your sorrows. That's what I'm getting here. I'm just going to get one more card. Sorry, I need a final card here. The Hangman. Spend your energy. Change your perspective. You remember what I said about see what part you played in this. And that is this Hangman energy for me. Because I'm sure they did mess up and they did goof up. But what can you change so that history doesn't repeat itself? Right? Alright, I'm going to grab this deck and get you a couple of tea leaves. We have a month. We have November. So you could be dealing with a Scorpio or a Sagittarius, like yourself. And something significant may have happened in November. Wishbone, a wish is granted. Beautiful, I like that. And right upon the star, I place my cards intuitively. You remember I said wishing upon a star? Wish correctly, manifest correctly. Because if you do it from this mentality of, oh, poor me, it's not going to come about correctly for you. Elephant, a long journey, either physical or mental, will leave you wiser at the end. Absolutely beautiful. It has been difficult for you, whatever this journey was. And I feel like it was more mental than anything else. But again, after careful observation, you've gained that wisdom. You know exactly what you don't want to repeat. And we have Arrow. You are on the right path regarding some aspect of your life. Beautiful. If you've been doing the inner work, if you have been healing, keep at it. Keep at it. I hope this reading helped you, Sag. Enjoy April. I will see you next time. Bye-bye.